Chronicles of lymphedema. I just got back from the procedure. I'm a little wobbly. I feel drunk. They gave me 1 milligram of Xanax, which I was actually laughing because I've had Xanax before, but now I'm wondering, like, maybe I had 0.05, or maybe my body's just like not, like I haven't had it in a long time. So you're gonna probably notice, like I feel a little woozy. I'm woozy. This seems like a drunk video, but I thought it would be funny to record it. And like I'm a little unstable walking. So 30 minutes before the procedure, they had me take a Xanax, 1 milligram, and I was laughing because I thought 1 milligram is nothing. I've taken Xanax years ago, like 20 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 20 years ago. Because I would get like nervous, flying and stuff like that. And I would have anxiety, panic attacks. And then they switched me quickly over to Lexapro. I haven't been on Lexapro, I think, for a year because I'm trying other methods. Plus, like, ashwagandha helps me to calm down. And I think I probably need to like rest for a little bit, let this wear off. But I thought it would be funny, like, to chronicle this feeling of how I feel after this procedure. Because I'm wondering, like, is this gonna be how I feel after my surgery for hernia? And just, thought I would do this video because I'm probably sure later on it's gonna look funny when I go back and watch it. I had to have a driver, and this whole time I kept thinking, why do I need a driver? I'm gonna be fine. I've had this before. But maybe I had a 0.05 milligram. Maybe I didn't have a 1 milligram. Or, like I said, my body just might be more, I don't know, like, what's that called? I don't have a tolerance for it anymore. So I'm gonna drink my water and probably I have a wedge pillow, so I'll probably put my leg up. And let me show you, they just wrapped it. There's something underneath and then ace bandage on top. What they did was they put this like cream on my leg first to, I think that was to numb it, probably numb it and clean it. I think it was numbing. And then they started injecting some numbing into my legs. By the time, like, they just had me take the Xanax 30 minutes before the procedure. So I took it at 9 o'clock. The procedure was at 9:50. I needed to arrive at 9:15. I didn't even look at the time, but I feel like they called me back pretty fast. And then they started to, like, I was already like relaxed, and I said, can I fall asleep? And they said, yes, most people fall asleep. I didn't fall asleep. I was like in a twilight zone, like twilight rest, and just had my eyes closed most of the time. And then the doctor came in and did a couple injections. She said, I'm gonna feel pressure, a little bit of pokes. Yeah, I feel pokes. I think I have a high tolerance for pain, so needles don't bother me so much. I've never had, I was always fine taking my immunization shots at the doctor when I was a kid. And that's why, like, when I take Mounjaro, it doesn't really bother me either. And yeah, so they numbed it, and then they said, I'm gonna feel some pressure. And I didn't even see them using, like, I didn't even look, like, using radio frequency. I just noticed a poke and some pressure. And before you know it, she's like, okay, we're done. And I was like, what? Like, you're already done? Like, that was so fast. And then they cleaned off all the pink cream stuff that they had put on my leg, and then they wrapped it with some white bandagey looking stuff and an ace bandage. So let me show you. Okay, my leg's gonna look, let me turn this right way. It's gonna look very fat. So it goes all the way up here. Here's some kind of white gauzy stuff underneath, and then the ace bandage. Which I'm so glad that they're using ace bandages, because I'm telling you, when I had this done like 10 or 12 years ago, I had to get a special compression hose, and it was hard to put on. I hated it, but it's nice and tight. I don't know what this bulgy part is. Maybe, yeah, it's weird. But I have to wear this until Thursday. I go back on Thursday. They're gonna ultrasound my leg, and they'll take off this bandage. It goes all the way to my feet. I should probably take off my shoe and just put some flip-flops on. I just don't want my bandage to get dirty. So I'll go find my sandals, or no, my house shoes, and I'll switch over to that. And I'll just relax. Oh, because I am really tired. But yeah, this is for vein insufficiency. This is a process. Now, about 10 or 12 years ago, I had this done on this leg. And yeah, you know, legs are not pretty when you go through this. So when you have vein insufficiency, the blood, they go against each other, and it creates the big varicose veins. You see that? That's the blood pooling because it's going this way at the same time, and they're having a head-on collision. And surprisingly enough, I had one that was like a Y that went all the way up here. And I really hope that we can get this one done. Look at how big these varicose veins are. Look at that. I know, all these veins. But I don't know, this doctor seems to be very conservative. She wants me to get the lymphedema taken care of, which would actually be, what do you call that? I have to get liposuction, because lymphedema is different. It doesn't have to do with the veins. It's like these fat nodules that are in here, little pieces of fat. They're painful fat, so when you rub against, like, they hurt. And that causes swelling. Sorry. Ugly legs. Don't like my legs. But maybe one day we'll get them all fixed up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and elevate my friend Diane from Highland High. She gave me this wedge pillow that she picked up from Costco. She said she picked up an extra. God told her that somebody's gonna need it. And I was telling her about my leg swelling, and she pulled it out of her trunk and gave it to me all packaged up from Costco. And look, first I was using it for swelling. Now I'm going to use it as I recover from this vein insufficiency, vein ablation. One of the veins that are insufficient and blood goes both directions at the same time. What they do is they use radio frequency to kill it, and then the blood redirects to a healthier vein, which I hope hope that helps, because this side I had done like a little over 10 years ago, and I have two veins. I had two veins on both sides that drain really slow, very slow. I went down to UCLA and had it checked out. And when I put my legs like this, you can't see all the bulging. But in the prior video, just before this, you see all the, the bulginess and all the veins, right? So here's like some of the bulging, and you can see the veins. When I stand up, there's a freckle. You can see and then I have like these little veins right here that I think they could just like inject some saline, or I don't know, some kind of stuff that they inject and it goes away. But this doctor seems to only want to do one thing at a time. So yeah, we're gonna be working on this. But I also have, so that's vein insufficiency, also known as lymphedema. And then I have more. I don't really have that lymphedema where you get like the big chunky things, which I thought I did because sometimes like this area gets really swollen. But 3 doctors now tell me that it is more of lipedema, which is something that can cause your legs to be a lot bigger, and it's painful fat. They'll be like little rice fillings of fat nodules, fat pieces inside here. When they get rubbed, they hurt. And you can, treatment includes compression socks, vibration plate, and then liposuction. That's the only, and lymphatic drainage. So, been doing the first 2 things. I've been waiting to get a lymphatic massage therapist because apparently there's only one licensed one in Bakersfield, but I'm on the wait list. It's been 3 months now, trying to get in there to get some lymphatic massage. Maybe I'm going to have to learn how to do it myself. All right, there's my update. It's kind of like bulging right here, but you know, I've always had bigger legs, and so it's always hard to do this part right here. And this is going to stay on until Thursday. And then after I get off work from teaching summer school, I go over to Kern Vascular, and then I'll have this removed, and they're going to ultrasound it to see how it looks. All right. I know a lot of people suffer from lymphedema and lipedema. I don't know why there's less treatment and coverage for lipedema, because there's a lot of people who have it.